In time, if you have just joined us, a very warm welcome to Africa at Play. We are together until 5 p.m. Central African time. It is a special moment to welcome our teenager in sport who is involved in motorsport. And it's always heartwarming to see ladies out there doing the most, showcasing that anything a man can do, a lady can do better. We will be talking to the 16-year-old Chloe Stuart, who is one of South Africa's leading female motorsport competitors and was crowned the 2024 DOE Formula V Rookie Champion. She also represented the country in Spain at the Tillotson Racing World Cup with Formula KSA. What a performance on the international stage, racing against some of the best in the world. In May this year, Chloe Stuart delivered a flawless performance in round 4 of the BMW M Performance Parts Race Series that weekend, dominating both heats at Zwartkops Raceway as part of the regional extreme festival presented by Coca-Cola. And of course, Dear Daddy is here. We're also going to find out from Mr. Berry the contribution and the support that is required to make it certain that when your child is involved in sport, not only are they adding numbers, but they can always make it to the elite level and have a scenario where they experience the sport not just as an entertainment method, but also as a career. Chloe, good afternoon and a warm welcome to Africa at Play.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much.
How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. And you?
No, I'm good. Thank you so much for pulling through.
Oh, thank you for having me.
I see you pulled Dear Daddy for moral support.
Yes.
Very good afternoon and welcome to Africa at Play.
Afternoon, listeners.
I like your hairstyle. I can see where inspiration comes from. So Chloe is inspired by you to come up with a nice hairstyle as well.
Definitely.
Thank you so much for pulling through. Chloe, when did you meet motorsport?
I started motorsport when I was 7 years old.
It's been 8 years of experience.
9 years.
9 years of experience.
Yes.
That's a good journey right there. And how has the journey been from 7 years to your current age as a 16-year-old?
Oh, it's been tough, but it's been a very good journey, and we've worked really hard and we've built our way up, and we're still obviously trying to get overseas, and we're building up as we go. But it's been a good journey.
There's netball, cricket, swimming, athletics, football, and you decided to go with motorsport.
Yes.
What triggered that interest?
When I was a baby even. I never played with Barbie dolls. I always played with cars. I even got a little battery operated car, and I used to put paper on the floor and drift around in my car. So I've always had a love for cars, and then I eventually went to ask my dad to join racing when I was 7 years old.
Interesting indeed. And what was the answer? I can easily tell that he might have agreed thinking, I've got to spend on making certain that, motorsport doesn't come cheap. For you to be able to participate competitively, it's not an event, it's a journey.
No,
let's find out
definitely.
from the father. Robert, good afternoon once more. Thank you so much for joining us. Talk to us about Chloe as a little girl, those days when she was still playing with a car instead of a baby doll, and here she is now fully into motorsport.
Oh, look, I remember when she was only 2 years old, she used to drive around the little model car, and she used to put newspaper on the floor. And we said to her, why do you put a newspaper on the floor? And she looked at us and she just drove over it, and she actually drifted the car on the newspaper between the tables. And she's always had the passion, from the little car to the little quad bike. And eventually she turned around and said, look, she wants to get racing. And we found the right channel. We got her into karting, and she started at the bottom, and she's just worked her way up from there.
Interesting indeed. Chloe, let's talk about the transition where you start as a junior with karting, and then you end up now, elevating and graduating to the big girls' cars. Talk to us about that transition.
So obviously you don't want to stay in a series that you're too good for. And as much as that sounds like a bit ego, but as soon as you start winning in a category, it's time to move up, because you're never going to learn to get better if you're just the best. So every time I won a series or I started being in the front, we moved up to the next one. And also I'm very tall, so I outgrew a lot of the cars. So building up, we went from babies to obviously junior, then senior, and then we did get to main circuit when I was 12 years old. I started in Formula M's. And that's how we started building up from there, from single-seaters to then Formula Vs and now to BMWs.
In your journey as a motorsport driver, at what point were you convinced that you are good at what you're doing?
I was definitely convinced when I was like 12 years old, definitely, when a lot of the boys in my grade, I was still in primary school, were telling me that I'm not good enough, like it's a boys only sport and I should never do it, but I was winning and I was beating all the boys, so I was definitely convinced.
And what can you say to other ladies in motorsport out there that are not as strong mentally as you? Because when boys say this is meant for boys and not ladies or girls, it could have easily been a scenario where you say, perhaps I'm not meant for it, and easy to despair, but you didn't. You kept on going on. Your inspiration could just inspire another woman in motorsport out there.
So definitely, as a woman in motorsport, it is difficult. It's a men-dominated sport. So definitely, never listen to men. They're just trying to tear you down. They're just jealous. And also, when you put the helmet on, you're a racing driver. You're not a female. You're not a male. You're all a racing driver, and you just race each other. So never listen to anyone who's trying to tear you down.
Her name is Chloe Stuart, talking to us on Africa at Play about her motorsport journey. Chloe, when last did you participate in a motorsport event and how did it go?
I raced last weekend in a 125 GP shifter kart and it went pretty well. Unfortunately, there was some car troubles, so I was at the back. I got disqualified because of technical difficulties, but we worked our way through anyways.
How do you bounce back from that moment where the cars gives you all sort of trouble and it sort of seems like it's just not a good day for you?
Oh, it's not a very good day. It's not a good feeling to be at the back. It's not a good feeling to lose when you know you can do better. But that's what you need to remember. You need to remember why you're doing the sport and why you love it. And that's your motivation to keep going.
Chloe Stuart, our teenager in sport who is involved in motorsport and making certain that she devotes her life to the sport to make it to the highest possible bar, accompanied by her father, Braberi. Braberi, talk to us about what it takes to make it certain that, you know, everything goes accordingly for Chloe to enjoy her journey as a career in motorsport, because they always say that motorsport doesn't come cheap.
Yeah, no, it's almost like running another business. So it's constantly, we're not only taking her to practice, she's got to practice, she's got to have a healthy eating diet, fitness, she trains every single day. Then it's obviously the coaching, it's the teams, and then it's getting sponsors and sponsorships. And that's almost a career on its own, in that it doesn't come cheap, but you need good sponsors. You need to align with teams. She's very fortunate this year. The Pablo Racing team has a BMW development program, and she's got the opportunity to be one of the development drivers. So it's a constant sort of game that you're playing with the end goal in sight, to get to the bigger, to represent your country overseas. But to get there is expensive, and it is more than a normal person can do within their own means. So we are very reliant on sponsors, and thankful for sponsors like the Pablo Racing team.
Are you also involved in motorsport?
I am now. I got roped into it. I did karting socially when I was a little bit younger, did endurance karting. But she actually got me roped back into it. And because her Formula V, which is her single-seater, the racing clashed on the same day as the BMW. So now they've got two cars in one day, which can't happen. I've actually this year, for the first time, I'm an old rookie, and I've jumped into her V, and I've started racing her V. But the passion for motorsport actually stems from her and not from us.
Very interesting indeed. A lot of times you would expect a daughter or a son to be influenced or inspired by their parents, but we're seeing a vice versa scenario. Interesting indeed. Chloe, what will put a good smile on your face 5 years from now in your career as a motorsport driver?
To be an international driver. We're trying to get overseas. We're trying to get a drive overseas, but obviously money's a big problem. It's very expensive to race overseas, but that's the end goal. We want to go to DTM's Formula One Academy. That's just our big aim.
Do you know the likes of Fabian Lance?
I do. We're very good friends with Fabian Lance, actually, from go-karting years.
What do you like about her as a motorsport driver? Because she also has some great achievements in her journey as a motorsport driver.
Yeah, she's very passionate and very confident, and she's not afraid of what men say about her. So it's very inspirational.
This weekend is blessed with motorsport because yesterday we were talking to a young motorsport driver, Matteo Saladino, together with his mother, Natalie Saladino. So it is a weekend dedicated to motorsport. Let's talk about troubles. When your car gives you trouble, there's always a team behind the scenes that comes on board to make certain that they make it up to you. Who are we talking about?
We're talking about Pablo Racing, best team out there. We barely have any technical problems because the car is set up very well, but obviously it's racing, anything could happen, but they are very on the ball. So as soon as an incident happens or anything breaks on the car, they're super on it and they get it fixed very quickly.
Do you also get support from your mother, and what kind of a mother is she?
My mother's the best mother ever. She's my cheerleader. She comes to most of my races. She would come to more, but she's a bit scared. She gets nervous when I'm on the track, but she still cheers from the sidelines.
I've also witnessed that sometimes you find a family that gets involved fully in one sport. Like in your case, if you have siblings, you find a scenario where they are also involved in motorsport. Do you have any siblings? Is that the case?
I do have a sibling. I have a little sister, but that's not the case. She's not passionate about motor racing or driving. That's kind of my passion, but she is very passionate about netball.
When is your next event?
My next event is in October.
3rd and 4th.
The 3rd and 4th of October.
Is it happening in Benoni?
No, it's happening at Red Star Raceway.
Oh, Red Star Raceway. Interesting indeed. And motorsport comes also with those that have walked the path, that have been part of the journey. Anyone that you look up to?
I look up to Pablo Cavalieri. He's a big inspiration. He even made a fake name to keep racing because his parents didn't allow him to. So it's very inspirational.
What an interesting story. 15:19 Central African time. That's it. Chloe Stuart together with the father, Mr. Berry, also giving her the necessary support. And it's just inspirational to witness a scenario where your daughter pulls you from the bar and says you must be involved in motorsport as well. What do you like so much about motorsport, Mr. Berry?
Yeah, the biggest thing for me, it's a complete breakaway from, when I've been driving with on the track, you forget about everything else. You're so focused on the moment that, you can't think of anything else. You got to think of that next apex, that next corner, that next pass. And I think her almost roping me into it has really sort of made me understand her passion. And I don't understand how fast she is. We worked it out at Zwartkops. She would lap me every 8 laps. That's how much faster than she is in the same car. So I don't know where she finds that extra pace, but she somehow finds it.
Interesting indeed. If you remember my introduction, I said ladies are out there in sport to showcase that whatever a man can do, a lady can do even better.
Definitely.
Am I right?
Definitely. That's exactly how it is.
When last did you speak to your mother?
This morning before I left.
Is it? What did you talk about?
We spoke about, actually I went on a hike with her earlier this morning. We went on a nice morning hike together. So we were just on the hike, getting fitness, but then we came home, we had lunch, and then we had to go.
How do you address her? Do you call her mommy, mother?
She's my mommy.
Mommy?
Yeah.
Mommy, a very good afternoon and a warm welcome to Africa at Play.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
I've got your star motorsport driver here, Chloe Stuart. What kind of a daughter is she?
She's an absolute dream of a daughter. We have a really close relationship. She makes parenting easy. She really does. She's so passionate and so kind and just generally an amazing person that I look up to.
Share a moment with us where she did well and became a champion, and how did you celebrate that victory?
Well, the first time she won a karting race, I was there. I remember I was so thrilled and overcome with emotion. She had a goal, actually, that if she won that race when she was younger, she was going to get a puppy. But I just remember her running off and me hugging her. How thrilled I was for her happiness.
Incredible indeed. How do you feel? I can see tears of joy about to drop.
Well, it's very nice to have my mom on the call. I love that she's here with us. Mentally, physically, pretty much there. She's one of my biggest inspirations. I look up to my mom every day. She's one of the strongest women I know. So,
what did you like to say to her?
I love you, mommy.
I love you too, pretty girl.
Mummy, before we let you go, we also have your husband on board. Braberi, what would you like to say to your loving wife?
Oh, just thank you always for the support and also for the understanding. Racing it's a lifestyle. It's not just a commitment of one race, 2 races. It becomes a lifestyle where many days a week. We miss a lot of functions, a lot of personal functions. We sacrifice a lot, not just financially. We sacrifice a lot of time to be with Chloe, to travel with her, to see with her. And it's just for a lot of the understanding that the whole family has.
Interesting indeed. Dear Mama, thank you so much for making it so special for your awesome daughter, Chloe Stuart, right here on Africa at Play.
Thank you so much.
15:23 Central African Time. That's the mother to our teenager in sport, Chloe Stuart. How do you feel with that surprise? You never saw that one coming, right?
I didn't see that one coming, but I love that. It was a very good surprise. I love my parents. They're both so supportive, especially my mom, my biggest cheerleader, and my dad, my partner in crime. So that was a very nice surprise. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Your final word as we say goodbye. What would you like to say to listeners out there?
Everyone out there who does racing, just remember that once you're in the car, you're a driver. And what I always like to say is race me, not my gender. So it must be equal. Everyone's got their own thing. Everyone's got their own passion. And if you're a lady in any sports, just push through. Don't listen to the haters. And you've got this. A female can do anything a male can do, if not better.
You've also made my heart very warm when you spoke about your sister, to say she's into netball, and I'm just happy that she's not into gadgets that much, but she also plays a sport. Have you witnessed her in action, and what kind of a netball player is she?
I have witnessed her in action. She did play throughout the whole of primary school. She's going into high school next year, and she's going to be in netball again. And she's a very good player, in my opinion. She's very good at wing attack. That's her position. She's a good defense as well. But it's very nice to watch your sibling do very well and be successful.
How old is she?
She is 12, turning 13.
And what's her name?
Casey Stewart.
Casey Stewart. If she's listening to this conversation, what would you like to say to her?
Hey, Casey. You've got this. You're really good at netball. And you're one of the prettiest people I know.
Casey, good afternoon and a warm welcome to Africa at Play.
Hi, Chloe.
Casey.
How are you doing, Casey? Casey,
Yes,
how are you doing?
I'm good, and you?
I'm good. What kind of a sister is Chloe?
One of the best sisters you'll ever get.
Interesting indeed. Sweet and short. And she speaks highly of you, so continue being a good sister, okay?
Okay.
Like to say to Chloe before we say goodbye.
Good luck.
Good luck. There you have it from a caring sister. Casey, thank you so much. Have an awesome afternoon further and all the best in school.
Thank you, you too.
As we wrap up this conversation, Chloe, how's life at school and what grade are you on? What are your plans moving forward with tertiary institutions knocking shortly?
I'm in grade 10. School's going very well at the moment. We just finished, we're finishing term 3. We're going to go into term 4 next term, which is exams. School, I do pretty decently in. I mean, I have a pretty solid average. And tertiary education, I'm not aiming anywhere specifically. If I do get into educational academy, it'll be something to do with racing or motorsport. Maybe tertiary education with engineering. Or mechanics, so definitely something towards the motorsport career.
Wow, it is exciting to speak to a driver who also wants to know what's happening mechanically, because once you have best of both worlds, no one will touch you. Thank you so much for pulling through to Africa at Play. All the best moving forward.
Thank you so much for having me.
Exciting indeed.